But actually, I mean, at best, it's only halfway through the teaching process, because once we get the model, we have to figure out how exactly that model can be taught. And of course, again, I had no idea. So we had to come together to first work for an hour on this analogy to say, if you were to give this very complex and very abstract expert thinking model, if you want to teach that to your students, how can you possibly make that relatable to them? So it's not something completely foreign for them to adopt in a very short period of time within one semester. So we went through various different analogies, and something works better than others at certain steps, and others works better than others in other steps. So it actually took us a while to come up with agreement on what might work best. And that turns out to be an analogy of, on one side is a messy apartment that someone needs to clean up. On the other is a very tightly organized OB theory with complex evidence theories, ways of thinking. And then really the majority of the time that students spend doing is going back and forth between the messy room and the library to reflect on what is the situation in the real world. What are the possible ways that the theories will solve it? What's the match? What's applicable? What's not? What's the priorities? How do I specify? How do I match? I mean, it's actually a lot of thinking process that people do in between those two spaces. And that is like one analogy that we keep improving on, that I used again this semester. It worked out pretty well.